Hello, darlings, and welcome to Wake Up and Show Up Live. I am your host, Portia Scott, and this is, in fact, a daily show giving you a daily dose of inspiration and empowerment. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing out there? It is Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? And it is also day 362,524. Since we have been in a quarantine. And I don't know about you guys, but I think I have different feelings about it. Every day it's different, and I think that's okay. Thank you guys so much for joining. As you guys come in, let me know where it is that you're watching from. Where are you watching from? Where are you staying at home at? We are in the Atlanta area where it is sunny outside, but for some reason, the people in my house love to keep it cold. So it is cold in here, but it is beautiful outside. So where is it that you are watching from? Remember, you can always watch us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Periscope, and on Twitter. So thank you so much for joining, darling. Hello, Daryl. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you guys for coming in. So let me know where it is that you're watching from. Let me know where it is that you're watching from. Also, one of the things that we love to do here is that we love to come together and partner with people who are doing the work. You know, I always say you may not be able to feed the 5,000, but you can feed one. The way that we are able to do that is that we're able to do that by partnering with other people, by understanding that they're doing some work that maybe we can't do it all, but we can help one. And so Team Love is doing just that. They are actually partnering with Direct Relief, which is a nonprofit organization that provides medical supplies and assistance to communities affected by poverty or emergency response. And so for COVID-19, they are providing emergency response to those communities, but also to healthcare workers and those organizations that are impacting and helping communities that are disadvantaged, that are in poverty, and so, or disproportionately affected. So it's so important, teamlove.com, that you may not be able to feed the 5,000, but you can feed one, and that feeding just means helping. Nicole, thank you so much for joining, darling. So I am super, super excited because, as always, I want to know what are you grateful for? You guys know what I'm getting ready to do. One of the things I'm getting ready to do and I'm getting ready to try is I never go live on Instagram, but I think I'm gonna hop over on Instagram and see what that looks like. But Asher, thank you so much for joining. So you guys let me know what it is that you're thankful for. Good morning, sis, watching from Cali. Yes, yes, yes. I'm actually going to be starting virtual school. Just wanted to pop in and say hi and go, go, go. Yay! So that is my friend. That is my sister, Nicole Toombs. I love you. I am so happy you're starting virtual school. Nicole, you got to let me know. Is it only for the littles, or are you going to like start a virtual school where we can kind of have our kids doing certain things, maybe helping out or supplementing? Please let me know. Please let me know. I think that's important. We want to support you, and let me know how we can do that. Thank you, Mommy. Thank you so much for joining, darling. So if you are on Twitter, if you're on Periscope, if you are on YouTube, we want to make sure that we're hearing from you in the comments. So I think it's great, great, great. I'm super excited. Mommy, thank you so much. You're thankful for your family. You guys know what? I am thankful for life. Like, I literally am just thankful for life. I think that so often, and especially as we're in this pandemic, it's so easy. I think before this pandemic, it was so easy to just live life as if we had forever, or live life just frivolously. And I am so grateful that I have life. And that alone is just, I'm glad that I woke up. Honestly, waking up is a thing. And so I am super excited about life, but I'm also super excited sometime about the detours in life, or sometimes about the missed opportunities. And we don't always talk about that so much, about what happens to those missed opportunities. What happens to things that I thought it was going to go a different way, and it didn't turn out that way. So I want to make sure that you guys share this broadcast, share this broadcast with someone that you all know that needs it. Share it with your, I know I'm thankful for life as well. Perfect. I want to make sure that this message is going out, that this daily show is helping somebody. If it's helping you, send it. If you just want a girlfriend to talk to, I am her. So send it. So yeah, one of the things I do want to talk about today is I want to talk about just that. I want to talk about those missed opportunities, because oftentimes we feel like, well, if I missed it, then maybe it wasn't for me, or what did I do? And so you guys, we have a very special guest with us. Say none other than my co-host, John Henry Scott III. You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about going on Instagram because we never get to go. Baby. Oh, good. Y'all, I'm sorry. This is a professional show, but y'all know how he does when he comes on here. He's not very professional. He could have been did this. He could have been came over. He literally was just sitting.
What I'm going to say, I have a what?
A job.
I don't have a
career
there
too.
You go.
I have a career too. I run a multimedia business.
That's right.
Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining. Chazmania Tarantino, thank you so much for joining, Dolly. So you guys, I do want to say this because I am getting ready to pop on Instagram, and I want to make sure. I want to make sure they can see you on the Instagrams.
On the IG.
On the IG. And so we're going live on Instagram. So if you are saying something, Nicole Toon said, brother, what's up?
What up, what up, what up?
So one of mommy said, hello, handsome.
Hey, Mom.
A mess. So one of the things is, if you are coming in, I want to make sure that you say something. Daryl, I hope you're not going to get me for going live on Instagram and not being it looks funny, huh?
And not being what?
Not being like, you know how he is.
It looks fine.
Does it? It's
just
like moving a little bit.
Let me help you out, baby.
There we go.
Okay.
Is that good? Well,
yep.
Checking our technician. We're live now. Hello, Instagram. So we have not been on Facebook all this time, but one of the things that we want to say is that I do a daily show on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope, and YouTube. I like to call it a daily show, giving you a daily dose of inspiration and empowerment. So if I'm looking away, it's because we have an audience here on Facebook, Periscope, but Instagram doesn't want us to be great. So they don't oftentimes allow us to integrate with other systems. But I wanted to come on because I don't want you guys to miss what we're talking about today. So thank you so much for joining, darling. Let's get into it. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was really those missed opportunities, or not. We think them as missed opportunities or a door being closed. And why was that door closed? Why did this happen to me? And so I thought about it the other day. And one of the things that I really was thinking about when I was thinking about this was, what do I do when that happens? Like right now, we are sitting, literally, we have the opportunity to either do nothing. And what I mean do nothing is I'm not talking about the rest of doing anything, but I'm talking about optimizing the opportunities that we have here. You know what? It's hard. Right. This is hard to go through. And so for many people, right, where people are losing jobs, people are losing clients, people are pivoting in their careers and in their businesses and all of these things, people are getting sick, people are dying. But I think we do a disservice to people, to healthcare workers that are on the front line, or to those people that may have gotten the disease and may have passed away if we take this and frivolous with it. So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about, those missed opportunities. We like to call them those lost keys. And so right. And did you want to say something?
No, I
you
think
were
that's
just
good.
Looking into my eyes all lovingly.
Well, I can't help it. I can't help it.
And so I think it's a responsibility for us that if in fact we are still here, we are still waking up. Hey, Tiff, darling, thank you so much for joining. We are still showing up and have the ability to wake up. Then I think we have the ability to keep going.
I love that.
And a lot of times is, I wanted to say that this is what we're going to talk about. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know everything. And what I mean by that is oftentimes we want to know, I want to know the plan before I start.
Mhm.
I want to know if this is going to work out before I do this.
Mhm.
I want to know before I jump in or before I try again that this is going to work. And honestly, most of the times we don't know.
Mm.
But what I can tell you is that we should keep looking.
I love that.
And what does that keep looking mean? I remember, and you probably
I was
remember.
gonna say, you remember that one job the years ago,
Go ahead.
National Grid.
Yes, go
That
ahead.
you
Tell
were
it about
so
it. Tell it
pumped.
about
I
it.
remember it had to be like your first time going back to work after the year once
Yes.
you stayed home.
Yeah.
So Miracle was born in 07.
It was before I started.
Of course, stayed home for a year because that was our that's what she wanted to do. And so I said, sure, stay home.
Yeah.
And we finally put Miracle in daycare after 1 year, and Portia was going back to work, and she was super pumped and so stoked about this one opportunity, and she didn't get the opportunity. I remember
I worked hard too. I was like, this was the one that I wanted. Like, I remember that they wanted me to do this Excel. They wanted me to do all this stuff. I had done it. I thought I killed it.
Yeah.
And so go ahead.
You didn't get the opportunity.
I didn't get the opportunity.
And then she called me. And my response, and maybe this just fits my personality because I just never like spaz out or worry or anything. I'm just, hey, look at y'all. What up, y'all?
Hey,
what up, y'all?
I'm
so just pretty even keel for the most part. But I said to her, she calls me, I didn't get it. You know, she wasn't at complete like cray mode, like totally disappointed, you know, but she was kind of like bummed about it.
I was.
And my response,
not kinda. I was bummed about this. You know, it's that thing where like you're like, I put a lot into it, and I just knew I had this position.
And you got that no, and my response was, okay, that's fine. They're just not good enough. Right. And so it was really about perspective. It was not about them choosing you, but it was about you being a fit for them. Mm-hmm. And so my response to my wife was they're just not good enough. It is so funny that every time we would pass by there, I would point at them and I would say, not good enough for my wife.
I think that's so important. So back to what we're talking about, right?
So it's not that you weren't good enough for them. They weren't good enough for you.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I say, keep looking. When doors are closed, keep looking. And so it takes me back to literally a couple months ago, I was telling my husband, I was like, man, I turned 40. I feel amazing, but I'm starting over. Mm-hmm. Like, man, I'm starting over. When I jumped out of the sea and was like, or jumped into the sea and was like, I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to do this. And then it pivoted and I was like, maybe that wasn't what I was supposed to do. And then it was like nothing. We were making money as a couple just because he got him a little career. But the business was not making any money. I was freelancing on the side and stuff because I still wanted to say that like, I didn't just quit to do nothing, you know? And so I remember telling him, I'm starting over again. And he said, how about you stop saying you're starting over and just say you're starting something new?
Yeah. Yeah. Because what happens is that when you do that, what you do is you totally discount the years of experience, the skills that you develop, the relationships. It's this internal equity that you have. Mm-hmm. And the minute that you think that I'm starting over, then psychologically what happens is you completely just throw all of that out the window. Right. And it sends a signal to your mind that, oh man, I've got to hustle. And then it opens the doors for feelings of inadequacy. I don't have enough. I am not enough. I'm behind the power curve, as opposed to I get to take 20 years of killing it and bring all of that into this new space, and it creates this joy and this excitement that enables me. I'm sorry.
Oh, she was saying Jaheim is watching and said, "What's up, Auntie?
What up? But it creates this opportunity, you know, for me to explore and to do something different and leverage all of the brilliance that was, because it still is in a new space.
Absolutely. And that was the thing that helped me, because it wasn't that I was starting over. I was just starting something new. Like you said, in that freed me. I think what happens is
bring it real day though. Bring it real day. I'm taking you totally off your talking points because you're better when you're that way. But bring it. What up from Algeria?
Hello from Algeria. Thank you, darling, for joining.
Bring it real day. You should probably remove that though. There we go.
Pivoting doesn't have to be bruising to your ego. Yes,
but look about just yesterday, right? So she starts her business. She just opens up and gets this wonderful occurrence just happened in Portia Scott Media LLC. But the skills, and you even said that to me yesterday, the skills from your career, from your time in corporate America, all of those things allowed you to put a package together with ease, quick and accurate and professional and wonderful.
Yeah,
so to figure that, no, you weren't out here scraping. You got it in you, girl.
Exactly. So
it's in you.
I think it's so important I think it's so important that when we think about that, like Tiffany said it, pivoting does not have to be bruising to your ego. And so one of the things is that even when we started the podcast, right? And I started wanting interviews and all of those things.
Go ahead, baby.
I wanted interviews and all of these things. Well, I had sent emails before. I know how to follow up. My project management skills, my skills in the military, all of that stuff was able to bring me to where I was.
Right.
So I knew how to send out an email and make sure that they had everything that they needed. Let me tell you, when you come on the Wake Up and Show Up podcast or the live, y'all remember I was asking if anyone wanted to come on for our Motivational Monday moment. You're going to get an email, a professional email. I'm going to tell you what the questions are. I'm going to put it all together. And so when he said, you're just starting something new, I was like, I am, because this girl is out here killing it. I am killing it. So I think when we're thinking about that, I say, keep looking. When it feels like the door is closed, when it feels like you don't have the opportunity you want.
I've got a question.
Go ahead.
So let me flip the question. Keep looking. So is it keep looking externally, or is it to keep looking internally?
I think
or is it a hybrid of both?
I think it's a hybrid of both, because when I get into some of the stuff, that's what I was thinking about, is that you keep looking externally. But I think the big stuff comes from when you're looking internally.
Yeah.
And it just comes out externally. So I don't believe that what you do externally kind of feeds in, but I believe that what you do internally feeds out. So whoever you are internally is going to come out externally, right? And so that's the reason why we see
the balance,
people who are,
right?
That we could see people who have all the seeing stuff that looks success, that looks like happy, that looks like joy. It may be great, but that doesn't feed the internal.
Yeah.
Because I cannot run away from who I am.
Yeah.
Right?
I fully agree.
Do you agree?
I fully agree.
And so one time miracle, and I say keep looking because 1, I lose my keys all the time. 2, I lose my cell phone all the time. My family is like, when I'm calling, they're like, oh, has anyone seen my phone? Literally, we haven't been anywhere for like over a month and I'm still losing stuff in the house. So I remember when Miracle was about 3 years old and we were playing hide and seek, and I am good at hide and seek, and I don't care if they're kids. I'm not coming out. You gonna find me. Hey, that's life. It's life training.
I'm still working with her on that.
It's life skills. It's life skills. And so I remember her calling. And so at one point I was like, okay, Miracle, I'm here, kind of giving her clues. And it was funny because she never stopped looking for the thing she was looking for. She never stopped searching. She was crying a little bit, but she was still looking. She never gave up. She didn't go back in her room and retreat. Hey, Miracle Doc. You supposed to be on your tutoring call, girl. But she never stopped looking. She would hear my voice and she would still look. And so it's so important that when we keep looking, we're looking for those voices, those things that calm us. She is amazing, so crazy. And then hide and seek gangsta style. Yes. And so she kept looking. And I say that because it doesn't matter what the situation is, whether we're looking for peace, whether we're looking for joy, whether we're trying to find who we are again, you keep looking until you find it. And I don't think that seek ever stops. I think as long as we're living, we keep looking. You know, I like to talk about I lose my keys all the time. And if I have somewhere to go, don't judge me. This is a non-judgment zone.
You're right, baby.
And so if I have somewhere to go, I'm going to keep looking for those keys, because where I have to go is so much more important than this detour of missing the keys. I'm not going to let the fact that I can't find my keys stop me from going. So there's a couple things I'm going to do. I'm going to look through every single thing, or I'm going to call an Uber. So what does that look like? That means that I'm going to keep looking for this thing. And if not, I'm going to keep on looking. And if there's another option or another way, I'm going to use that. Right. So when I think about kind of talking about how can we keep looking, it looks different for everybody. And the way that I look in some seasons are different. There's some seasons that I journal a whole lot. There's some seasons that I am able to verbally say it in voice memos and in prayer, meditation. And so go ahead.
You know what? I'm sitting and I was thinking about sometimes what happens, what is a perceived hindrance is that we get so obsessed in terms of obtaining or finding it that sometimes prevents us from the beauty of the journey of looking for it, right? Because sometimes what happens is that I can be looking and looking and looking, but after a while, if it's a week, if it's 2 months, if it's a year, and the thing hasn't shown up for me, I haven't received anything tangible, then sometimes internally it's like, why even look, right? And I think that it's both. And not either or. It is both, and it's both obtaining the prize in this sense of accomplishment.
Absolutely.
But then there's also tremendous value in the pursuit, in the quest, in the journey, in the look.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if we're honest, that's where I've discovered that I'm the most creative, that I learn the most about myself, that I'm able to have a clearer personal constitution that kind of governs how I will engage with money, how I'm going to engage with people, how I'm going to run my business, how I'm going to manage my family, myself, and different things like that. It's on the journey, right? It's in pursuit of what I'm looking for. So it's not necessarily that I get to attain something, but what up, Lee, my man? It's not necessarily just attaining it, but it's also the beauty of development along the journey. So it's not just getting it and killing it and having this win, because the reality is every day ain't a win, you know, but as long as I can move the needle, as long as it's purposeful, then I'm good.
Right. Absolutely. I think it's so important. And so one of the ways that we talk about how do we keep looking? And it really is taking the opportunities presented to us and acting on them. Pressure or no pressure, there are always opportunities, right? So I'm going to take this opportunity. And what I mean when I say act on it is that, okay, we are at home. Like we are literally at home. We ain't going nowhere. And yes, in a lot of businesses that people need a minute. I do believe that people have gotten
I was going to kiss you right here on the side of your cheek.
People
it was just reaching out to me. Go ahead.
They need a moment to breathe, right? And so that moment to breathe doesn't mean that you don't keep looking, right? You do take the time that you need, but all of us haven't been gut punched.
Gone, baby, gone.
All of us haven't been gut punched in that way. But I think that we can all look for those opportunities of gratitude, opportunities to say, okay, I didn't start my business or I didn't have a business through this, but I know I want a business. And now that I'm in the middle of this, I can kind of compile that. Or how do I change it to make sure that it can weather the storm of a good economy, of a great economy, of a bad economy, whatever it is, I can do this. So it's those times, it's what if I needed to connect with my man's, you know, I mean, we already had a good marriage. I'm just saying, but if I needed to,
but it can get even better. It can get
it's been getting better. Do you think it's getting better?
Yes, it has. So let me tell you what I did. I'm an old player from the 90s. Let me tell you what I did. I'm a player from the 90s. Me and my lady was hanging out. You know, I tend to travel a lot. I'm on an
Hi,
airplane
Liz, darling. Thank you for
all
joining.
the time. I'm on the road. And so I've just been so pumped to be home. And so let me tell you what I did as a player from the 90s. I took an old sticky note. I took a sticky note and I'm in my office. Hey, you know, let me tell you what the player from the 90s was doing. I'm in my office and
Yes,
I'm writing a
tell us,
little
please.
note.
Mhm.
And the challenge is whenever I'm gone for a minute, her right here, she comes searching for me.
Oh my God.
She came looking for me. I'm in my office trying to be
Oh, at home. Yes, I
I'm trying to
am.
be romantic because you know I'm a player from the 90s, right?
Mhm.
And I'm writing her a little love note because I wanted to stick it on her bathroom mirror when she come take her makeup off at the evening.
Mhm.
And so I can't even get it out good because her right here, she come looking for me, right? So what I'm doing, the player from the 90s, listen, I write out, I said, "Dear Portia, the best part of my days are spent with you." And then let me tell you, I drew an eye, a heart, and a block you. That's what the player from the 90s did.
And
You
so
know?
that's keeping looking. It's keeping going. It's doing the things. How can
It's
I continue to do
discovering
that
new ways, you
all
know.
over
It's
again? And
discovering new
so one
ways.
of the things, it's funny, Ayana's on here. And Ayana and her husband have a ministry for marriages, and they just did an amazing webinar. And one of the things that they had was this affirmation journal. And so you take it and you write something in it, and it's to speak
Our
words.
gratitude journal,
It was to speak words of encouragement to your spouse.
Love it.
You were on the webinar.
Yeah. I wrote you a book. Oh, I wrote you a book. Let me tell you. Y'all listen. Listen. Let me tell you what the player from the 90s did. Let me tell you what the player from the 90s did. We had our 14th wedding anniversary on New Year's Eve, you know. And the player from the 90s, let me tell
Love
you.
Notes journal.
What
That's it.
what the player from the 90s did was I bought a journal and I wrote
It's like this
60
small brown. It's really cute.
something lessons that I've learned loving her.
Oh my, oh yeah. So yes,
And I gave it to her and she started getting emotional because I'm a player from the 90s, you know.
So
Go ahead, baby. Go.
It's those type of things that are so important. Like, yes, that's speaking to us in a marriage, but even in your relationships with your friends, with your children, all of that stuff matters. And so that's why I said take the opportunities, right? And then I'm gonna interject just because it's on here, but Love Notes, it's a Love Notes journal. And so Ayana, give us the website. That people can go and purchase that Love Notes. And I think that and I'm not sure what all is in it, but I'm just thinking about even maybe parents to children can do something and leave it there.
That's the key, right? Because I think it's more about two things. Number one, intentionality,
Right.
being intentional, and then two, willpower. Having the will, because sometimes we kind of have these ideas, but being able to want to kind of follow through, that's the key. And so it works. I'm talking, you know, I'm a player from the 90s. So I'm always talking about it within the context of marriage.
Yeah.
But it works in anything, you know, it works in anything, whether it's our physical health, whether it is a business idea that we have, whether it's growing our influence or our brand or whatever it is, that intentionality and that willpower, when you align those two, then I believe that the output is something that we can be proud of.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. Consistency. Absolutely. Yes. Ayana said consistency. That's so important in any relationship and anything we do. So yes, so that website, because I want people to be able to go there. It is vowtocherish.com.
Nice.
And one of the things that we love to do when we're together
what we like to do,
we want to give. So listen, I want you to be able to go to vowtocherish.com. But if you say, girl, listen, we are over here, whatever, we want to give away 5 of those journals. So,
hey, let's go.
I want you, all you have to do is just let us know. So if you PM us in Facebook,
PM us,
it's PM in Facebook. I don't even know what that means. Private message. And then on Instagram, if you're on here, you can DM us. and let us know that you would like this journal, and we will purchase it and get it sent out to you.
Awesome.
One, we believe in this couple. We believe in what they're doing. We believe in you guys, and you can use this for your kids. Like, you can use this for your kids, and you can put it like one of the things that they did that they talked about was putting it in the bathroom, because you always got time in there. You know, I go in there just to hide. So you always have time to write it down and write it down, and then get your kids to do some of that stuff already.
True.
So that's 5 journals that we want to make sure that we sow into your life.
I love it. We go send you so if you PM.
Yeah.
And I just joined the Instagram. Shout out to the Instagram. It's great. It's like a
Darius,
digital
how are you? Thank you for joining.
Photo album. It's so cool. But what I was getting ready to say is that, let's say that you want to start today and you can't wait for your journal to get there. Go get your napkin, some toilet paper, and a crayon. The key is to get started.
So we want you to start today. So go get your sticky note, go get something. But
did this kind of morph into like a marriage thing a little bit?
I think so. I think because we were able to, hey, Deborah, thank you so much for joining, darling. I think because we were able to speak to marriages, relationships, to kids, you know, whoever's even in your house right now. And so if you want the journal, let's do that. And then if you don't have it, like, even if you're sending text messages to somebody as your sticky note for the day, but just be consistent. So again, you guys, DM us, PM us if you want that vow to cherish. We are giving it away. Got it. I just got one. Thank you. We got you. I just want to make sure that we are giving away 5. That one, it sows into what they're doing and it sows into your life. So you guys, we are over. We try to go 30 minutes. It was amazing to be able to do Instagram while we're doing everything else. So you guys, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And so I always want to make sure.
Thank you for allowing me to be on your show today.
Welcome. You're welcome. You were very professional this time. I appreciate your professionalism.
Because I'm a player from the 90s.
Yes, you would join. Chastity says she's going to join the Instagram one day. And so one of the things I love to remind you guys is to like the Portia Scott page. Hey, Angela. Hey, Angie Malino. Thank you so much for joining.
Hey.
I want you guys to like the Portia Scott page. Also, listen, we want to keep in touch with you. And guess how we can do that? We do that through text. And the way that we do that is if you text the phrase "wake up" to 31996. That's "wake up" to 31996. You will be alerted when we have a new episode going live, as well as when we're going live here. Inspiration and power. I'm telling you, we have some incredible things to do that we're doing here. We are pushing out podcasts. We got 2 new podcasts coming out. We are super excited about what we're going to do. So we will keep you up. We're going to have some live virtual events to get their podcast started and get stuff started. We're super excited. And one of the things that we always say.
Wait. Let me give you a kiss right here on the bottom.
Go ahead.
Of the cheek. On the bottom of the cheek.
So as always, we end every show with this declaration.
Waking up is automatic. Showing up is intentional. Today we will show up.
Talk soon, darling.
Peace out, people.
Tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Love you guys. Bye-bye.